Hey peeps, we're doing an impromptu unboxing today. I am so excited for this. One of my very dear sisters in tarot sent this deck to me unbeknownst to me as a surprise. And I had actually seen another wonderful friend in tarot work with this deck on her social media platform and was like blown away by the artwork. So I had this tarot deck on my list to purchase, and my wonderful friend sent this to me. She totally cheered me up out of my February blahs, and I am so excited to unbox this with you guys. Like, you have no idea. So this is the Fyodor Pavlov tarot. Probably pronouncing that wrong. I'm so sorry. Captivating artist Fyodor Pavlov pays tribute to the seminal Smith-Waite tarot deck imagery by creating a hand-painted tarot deck in watercolor and ink that is informed by his personal queer and trans experiences. The result is a tarot deck that is familiar and timeless while exploring new and diverse representations of gender, sexuality, and culture. Pavlov artfully introduces queer and non-binary identities while staying true to the canonical tarot meanings. Includes 78 gilded edge cards with color-themed suits and a 176-page illustrated hardcover book. It's published by US Games. The box is lovely. Let me let you get a little gander at that in case you haven't purchased it yet and you're interested. The box is lovely. What do I have box-wise? That's a comparison. Nothing really up here. This is Tarot of the Mystical Moments for comparison size. Okay, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. The artwork just looks so stunning. Use my wonderful seam ripper. Okay. It's like my Taurus bullish clumsiness comes out because I'm so excited to open it. I'm actually delaying the opening for longer than I need to. It's not like a velour or a velvety matte, but it's like a nice flat matte box. Oh. That's right, the card backings. I was like so about them. All right, so here is, because you guys know I love to notice the inside of the boxes. This really nice teal. This is kind of like a, not quite a Prussian blue, but close to that it looks like. The guidebook is this nice hard cover book. As the backing said, 176 pages. Let's see. Listen to this. I spent 5 years working on this deck, researching the history and imagery of the cards, conceptualizing my own versions and interpretations, and then committing all this information to paper in this guidebook. Throw it in the fire and do whatever you want. My intention as the artist only goes so far. I communicate with my images and my words as best I can, but the rest is up to you, the person viewing and interpreting them. These are your cards now, and I leave them open to interpretation and to enable each reader to find their own personal meaning. That's awesome. So it looks like for the majors, you get like a nice page and a half. Oh, and similar amount of space is given to the minors. That's awesome. So you've got a good guidebook to start here, especially if you're new to working with Rider-Waite-Smith symbolism. Okay, so card size. Here's my OG 70s Rider-Waite-Smith compared to this one. What's that? 9 of Pentacles, if anybody needs that message. We like a nice independent woman, don't we? My God, I'm so excited. So excited. Oh, yes, it's got like that linen cardstock. Okay, so gilded edging, yes. Backing, yes. Like, look at how well it's gonna complement. Oh. No words. Cardstock is that linen style cardstock. That's not necessarily my favorite, but I literally don't care because I was so drawn to the artwork that, excuse me, I'm here for it. My my first like feeling, having looked at the artwork online through one of my tarot friends' social media, was that it's like voluptuous and sensuous, but it's not oversaturated color-wise, which you guys know I like my black and white decks. I like my, oh my, look at this Empress. I resonate with this card. That's gorgeous. Interesting. Okay, so here's the Emperor, the Hierophant. Oh no, there's nudity in this deck. YouTube's gonna ding me. Shoot, I forgot that I can't do that anymore. Okay, I'm gonna do this. But I'm just gonna let you know that the gender roles on the bottom are reversed here to what we would typically see from the Lovers. I'm sorry to edit, but I do have to be aware of what YouTube is doing right now. Oh, the Hermit is lovely. I like that the Hermit is female. Wheel of Fortune's very pretty. Yeah, like it's almost got this kind of ink or woodblock etching feel to it, with a little bit of like Muka sensuousness, you know, kind of art deco. Oh my God, the Death card is amazeballs. Oh my God. Yes. Okay, so the Devil card, I may have to, how are we going to handle this one? All right, so for the Devil card, I think I'm going to do this. Yeah, so just like right out the gate, guys, this deck definitely contains nudity. Be aware. Oh, that's a great tower. And look, the individual falling is an angel. Oh, I'm so like, this is a deck that I'm going to want to like journal. Can I show this? There is, all right, let me do that. Like that Moon card. Oh, wow. I want to just, like, I'm sorry that I'm being more quiet than normal, guys, but like, I want to kind of sit with this deck and like talk to it. And I already have things I want to journal about. I love that Judgment card. Okay, the World has some more nudity there. All right, for the minors, I'm not going to show you the imagery if there's nudity. There's Two of Wands. Interesting depiction with the writing. That does tie into Two of Wands. It's interesting that he's inside, not outside in that imagery. And there's a 3. Oh, the 4 is lovely. Okay, the 5 has nudity, but so I'm not going to show that. Here's the 6. Here's the 8. Here's the 9. I like that. I like that 9. Wow, this artist, they've really captured traditional Rider-Waite-Smith and, you know, whilst giving it that queer and transgender standpoint, but it also really flows with traditional Rider-Waite-Smith symbolism. So you're not going to get twisted up around, you know, how do I apply this to the traditional meanings? If you're new to tarot, this is very easily going to translate into traditional Rider-Waite-Smith symbolism and being able to work with those very traditional, kind of those first card meanings that we start with as we're learning the structure of more popular tarot systems. So this is going to really lend itself well for that, and it's so inclusive, and that inclusivity is very fluid here, which is really lovely. Again, I love this kind of ink or woodblock etching and this very like Mucha Art Deco feel, but it's in these muted color tones. Clearly here the element of water is blue. The element of fire has those oranges. Oh, I'm sorry. Has that green, excuse me. I was looking at the world card there, accidentally. Interesting that the fire element was green. You know, it's so funny. I don't think about nudity in tarot because it's so symbolic and representative of authenticity and true self. And so when it comes to showing these decks on YouTube now, I just literally forget that I can't just show them anymore. Or I'm going to get reported and dinged. It's just ridiculous. But anyhow, I will try to remember as I work through the rest of this. Oh, I love the Knight of Cups. This is going to be really, really fascinating to work with. Wow. Huh? I love the King of Cups. The King of Cups is so... I need to do a video on the King of Cups. I'm going to save all my King of Cups thoughts for a separate video. Okay. So, interesting that the swords are the red. It's a little flipping that traditional color association on its head. Oh my God. I love this Three of Swords. I feel like I'm taking a really long time to show this, but like I want to like take it all in. I want to take it all in. I'm not even going to touch that, but like I want to take all of this imagery in and just kind of sit with like the feel of it. Wow, it's good. This is nice for like, because I'm just right off the bat, like I love my OG Rider-Waite-Smith because my shamanic teacher, Levity, gifted me this before she passed. And this was her deck that she got in the 70s. So this deck for the rest of my life is one of, like, I cannot not have this deck in my working collection. But sometimes, honestly, the harshness of the colors in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's just too much for me sometimes as a reader. I like the kind of starkness of black and white with muted color theme or really focused use of color. And so this deck really provides that. So for someone like me, it's a great way to work with traditional Rider-Waite symbolism flipped a little bit on its head here and there in a good way, with a more muted color theme and tonality. Oh my God, look. And interesting that it's a bat and an owl coming in there on the Nine of Swords. I gotta make a note to come back and journal about that. Look at the Ten of Swords. That's a great representation. Okay, there's the page. I love that our Knight of Swords appears female here. There's our Queen and our King. Okay, and so the suit of coins or pentacles has this like golden bronze tonality to it. Interesting, we have in the 3, the 2 people front and center. And the 4 appears to be feminine from behind. I definitely need to break this deck in. I can hear Vincent downstairs, he's playing a game. There's the 6. Very strict, like you know, even if you're new to tarot and you're learning traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, like this is right in alignment with that's going to be really easy to understand. There's the 7. Here's the 8. And we have the 9. Oh, I like that the 10 has a crone representation in it. That's awesome. And we have the page and the knight. The queen here and the king. Now that I've seen all the color choices for each of the suits, the wands makes a little more sense to me. I like the red for the swords. Like that's something that as a seasoned reader, gives me a nice jumping off point for more journaling and self-reflection, and also more growth in regards to my work with tarot. So I'm kind of like, I need to sit with this one and like connect with it and journal with it. And there's a lot of depth to this deck. There's, insofar as, for me, this type of artwork is not too much visually, in that it could be a deck that I use a lot that's not overwhelming visually when I'm doing a reading for someone else. It's very muted, it's very, in that way it lets me take in the emotional energy of the client and the spread itself without also having to parse through the color structure within the deck. So wow, this is a really airy deck. I can already tell. And it's interesting because when I saw the imagery online, I was like, oh, it's so voluptuous and sensuous, but it actually feels like, just having the first look through, it's very air element and very ideas and understanding focused. So that's going to be very interesting in how this deck plays out in my collection and what I choose to use this deck for. This is really, really intriguing. This was a gift, so I do not know how much the deck costs, but I will post the Amazon link below for those of you who may not have it but are now interested in purchasing it. As always, I will post a full review after I spend some time working with her. I'm not gonna, working with them, I should say. I'm not gonna lie that I'm probably not gonna have the review out next month. Like, I think I'm gonna spend some time with this one and really do a serious amount of readings with it. And also a lot of journaling. Oh my God, look at that too. Look, I drew a swords card. Opened it right up to a swords card. There's an old soul in this deck. There's an old soul in this deck. But I will do a video with my full thoughts once I'm ready to. And I'm wondering what oracle decks this deck will work well with. Oh, guys, this has me like really thinking a lot. This deck has me thinking a lot already. It's kind of exciting. So this has been the unboxing of the Fyodor Pavlov Tarot. I apologize, I'm probably butchering that pronunciation. To my wonderful friend who gifted this deck to me, thank you so very, very much from the bottom of my heart. I am so stoked to work with this. I have so many thoughts. And to all of you, all of my viewers who have joined me for this 18-minute journey of unboxing a single deck, thank you for hanging out with me for this long. I am sending you, as always, so much love and many blessings. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Take care.